We booked an early ferry ride and got rewarded with a beautiful sunrise. We made it to Vancouver 2 days later, after the first passage was cancelled. That story is in our previous Tofino, surfing and jellyfish video. Welcome to our escapades. Ursula is the navigator, my name is Dieter and I'm the wheelman. We left Vancouver on Highway 1 East and then took Crow's Nest Highway 3 towards Princeton. The traffic was not too bad, slow at times, but we were moving. We got up over 6 hours ago and no better place than Sumallo Grove to get some fresh air and unwind. Little did we know that the fresh air was changing shortly after. We answered the call of nature and walked around the site. Oh, here is the Skagit River trailhead. We spent one night at the Skagit Valley Provincial Park about 25 kilometers south from here. That was a rough road to the campground and great memories. Only a few minutes later, we saw smoke creeping over the trees. And that's where we had to go. The smoke made it into the Jeep, even so we had the air intake changed to circulate the cabin air. A few later, a sip of water and we made it through this very localized smoke cloud. We made it to Princeton. This was the first of 4 base camps in British Columbia on our way east. The next 3 base camps were Kettle River, Kokanee Creek and Fernie. They are featured in our next video. We set up our camp at the Princeton Municipal Campground. The site was very well maintained, with a host on site at all times. The washrooms and shower had a museum look and feel. Sadly, the Princeton Brewery is really a thing of the past. The decor was amazing and informative. One of the pictures showed the Kettle Valley Rail, or short KVR. The rail trail was one of the reasons we chose the Crow's Nest Highway route. Princeton Station is at kilometer 113.4 of the KVR. We knew of a tunnel nearby, and so we started our walk where once the steam locomotives passed. An unexpected stop before we continued to the tunnel. And here it is. I expected a tunnel with bare rock walls. After all, the KVR is over 100 years old. So we continued our search and headed north on Highway 5A to find the missing trestle in Thalia. Very intriguing. How can a trestle go missing? Along the way, we stopped in Tulameen at KVR mile marker 138.6. If you don't know where Tulameen is, well, that should answer all the questions. We got an ice cream at the trading post and continued along Otter Lake. The KVR trail is just above the waterline. We could see the KVR trail from the road, but there was no access. The trail is either closed or it crosses through private property. When we noticed an abandoned barn and an overgrown path heading in that direction, we had to get a closer look. Well, Mark Creek was between us and the barn. No problem, let's get airborne. Pack up and move on to Thalia. Here we are at the missing trestle. That is not it. It should be above me. The burn skeleton of the trestle explains why it is missing. I could not find any reference to the demise of the trestle. However, I likely found an archived picture of the trestle in the Northern British Columbia Library. The link is in the description. The sun was setting and we continued on Coalmont Road. Nice scenery, perfect for an aerial tracking video. The drone didn't move. Operator error, I guess. I packed up to try another day. The next trip was on the Princeton-Summerville Road, a shortcut to Okanagan Lake. We saw the KVR signs several times as we made our way towards Summerland. We were reading about the Trestle near Trout Creek Crossing wreck site. There is even a widening of the trail to park the jeep. What a disappointment. It is not a trestle. This is a bridge. There may be a fine line in the definition, but a trestle for me is a wooden frame structure. Anyway, while we were staying in Princeton, we visited the abandoned town of Granite Creek. In 1885, John Chance discovered gold. Within 1 year, the population grew to 2,000. The history is documented on the many plaques. The sun, rain and snow eat away the buildings until there is nothing left. In time, nature will reclaim Granite Creek. Granite Creek has a cemetery that was created in 1885, and it still provides final resting places up to this day. We had to cross the Tulameen River before we visited Granite Creek. Now we continued on Blakeburn Road. It's an active haul route. Yeah, sure, we saw many of them. It is a Forest Service road. And it is all of that as well. So, what's next? What do you know? A truck fully loaded. Mind you, not the first time on our excursions that we crossed a logging truck. And they are still as impressive as the first time. The reason we kept on going was the abandoned Blakeburn coal mine somewhere up there. The coal mine started in 1920. A cable car moved the coal down to the Kettle Valley Rail. Then on August 13, 1930, a bolt of lightning hit the mine and 45 miners lost their lives. Operations was restarted, but the mine eventually closed in 1950. Most of the area seems to be cleaned up, only small pieces are spread all over. We found a place with metal parts and shattered dishes. We did not look for the mine shafts, neither did we pan for gold in Granite Creek. I could not leave Princeton without searching for gold. There is a gold pan reserve where the two rivers meet. On the last day, 6 o'clock in the evening, I found my lucky spot. A comfortable rock to sit on may have been a selection criterion. That's the dirt. That's the process, I think. The result? Cold hands and bragging rights that I was panning gold in Princeton and almost got rich. I'm rich in experience. While I was searching for fortunes, Ursula searched for bronze sculptures. After all, Princeton is the bronze sculpture capital of Canada. The Moose at the Visitor Center, Volunteer Fire Hall, Eagle, Bear, the Professor, Cub, Fox, Elk, the Mountain Man, Heron, and some very nice murals. Time to return to the camp. Then eat, sleep and jeep to the Kettle River recreation area. Our journey on Crow's Nest Highway 3 continues in our next video. That's where we visited an almost abandoned mining town. A vineyard with grapes so sweet and a wine that made us come back after 4 years. Oh, and coffee places. Please hit the subscribe button to get notified when a new video gets published. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you out there.